Surprisingly, I started out in mechanical engineering and was in Navy ROTC and was going to be on specifically nuclear engineering and was going to be on submarines, and then I found out I had a cellular level problem with authority. And I had a friend who, as I was working at Jack in the Box at the time, had a friend who decided that he was going to be an orientation and mobility specialist. And working graveyard was not conducive to engineering school. You know, you work from 10 to 6 and then go to class at 8 o'clock and do engineering. Just, it doesn't work well. And so I basically was on scholastic probation and, you know, said, I think I'll sit out for a semester and figure out what it is I'm going to do. And started volunteering with the adults. And said, oh, well, this is interesting. And the School for the Blind was right across the street, so I did some volunteer work there, which landed a job in residential in the deaf-blind program, which back in the 70s was pretty much because of the rubella epidemic that had hit right about then in the late 60s, early 70s. And I thought, oh, this is fun, I can do this. Mm-hmm. And it just so happened that the University of Texas had a vision program. That was, you know, a great thing. So I started going there and ended up becoming a teacher of the visually impaired. So I graduated in '78 and became a itinerant teacher of the visually impaired, you know, have car, will travel. Mm-hmm. And went to a, you know, district just north of Austin, Texas, called Round Rock. And I was there for almost 10 years, and in that 10 years we went from 1,200 students in the district to 12,000 students in the district. But the vision teachers never changed. There were just 2 of us. And also the thing that happened was in '78 was the year that the Apple IIe came out, and the Echo. And so we jumped on that technology, and Telesensory came out with the VersaBraille. Well, previously they'd come out with the Opticon and the Speech Plus calculator, and so I had training on the Opticon in college and went through all of that training. And in the school district, so we had the Apple IIe, and, you know, all the schools were doing a lot of those. And we had the first Braille embosser, which was, what was that thing called? It was called a Perkins Modified Brailler. And it was a Perkins Brailler that had all this electronics and mechanics in the bottom, and you could roll in one piece of paper, and it had a serial interface to the Apple. And then it would and spit out one piece of paper, and then you'd roll in another one. There was no tractor feed, there was none of that, and that was a vast amount of money. Cost, I think, more than the Apple did.